The day humanity became the apex predator. It began with a distress signal, faint, almost imperceptible, but undeniably human. A long-forgotten colony, presumed lost in the dark expanse of space, had sent out a desperate cry for help. For over 2 centuries, Earth had expanded its reach, but not without costs. Whole colonies had vanished into the void, claimed by unknown forces, and now one of them had resurfaced. The signal emanated from the distant Tau Ceti system, a place catalogued but deemed inhospitable centuries ago. The United Human Federation dispatched the Erebus, its most advanced exploration vessel, to investigate. On board were elite soldiers, scientists, and a historian specializing in pre-collapse human civilizations. Their mission was simple: uncover the source of the signal and assess if any colonists had survived. As Erebus exited warp, the crew was greeted by a chilling sight. A planet shrouded in a dense, green mist, its surface marred by deep scars that glowed faintly in the darkness. Scans showed bizarre readings. Metallic structures dotted the landscape, far more advanced than anything humanity had built 2 centuries ago. This was no ordinary colony. Something had changed. Commander Adrienne Park, a battle-hardened leader, gathered her team in the briefing room. "This planet isn't dead," she said, her voice laced with unease. "Something here evolved or arrived. We're going in cautiously." The first landing team touched down near what appeared to be the remnants of a human settlement. Buildings stood twisted and gnarled, as if they had been organically reshaped. Vines pulsing with bioluminescent energy clung to every surface. But the most striking discovery was the silence. No wind, no animals, not even the hum of insects. Just an oppressive, eerie stillness. In the center of the settlement, they found the source of the signal: a dilapidated transmitter rigged to a fusion generator. It was still warm, suggesting recent use. Nearby lay something far more horrifying: a pile of human bones, meticulously cleaned and arranged in geometric patterns. Dr. Kieran Voss, the historian, examined the remains. These patterns, they're ritualistic. Whoever, or whatever, did this isn't just killing, they're sending a message. The team barely had time to process his words before the first attack came. From the mist emerged creatures unlike anything in human records. They were tall, insectoid, with chitinous exoskeletons that shimmered like oil under light. Their movements were unnervingly deliberate, almost intelligent. They attacked without hesitation, wielding weapons grown from their own bodies. The humans fought back with everything they had, but the creatures were relentless. One by one, soldiers fell, their bodies dragged into the mist. Commander Park ordered a retreat, but as they ran, the survivors stumbled upon something that made their blood run cold: a massive hive structure pulsing with an organic light. Embedded in its walls were human bodies, still alive but grotesquely altered, their flesh fused with alien technology. Dr. Voss, staring in horror, whispered, "They're harvesting us." Back aboard the Erebus, the team analyzed their findings. The creatures, dubbed the Weavers, were not native to Tau Ceti. They were an invasive species that had overrun the human colony, using its inhabitants as genetic material to enhance their own evolution. Worse, their hive structure was growing rapidly. If left unchecked, it would become a launchpad for an invasion force capable of threatening Earth itself. Faced with a choice between retreat and retaliation, humanity did what it always did when cornered: it fought back. Commander Park proposed a daring plan: destroy the hive by overloading its central core, a biotechnological node identified during their scans. But to do so, they'd have to venture deep into Weaver territory. The mission was a harrowing descent into alien hell. The team navigated narrow tunnels lined with pulsating organic walls that seemed almost alive. Every step was met with resistance. Weaver drones swarmed them, adapting to their tactics with terrifying speed. But humanity had one advantage the Weavers couldn't counter: unpredictability. Using a combination of brute force, ingenuity, and sheer human stubbornness, the team reached the core. It was a grotesque, throbbing mass of bioorganic material, surrounded by human captives who had been fully assimilated into the hive structure. Their faces, frozen in silent screams, served as a grim reminder of what was at stake. Setting the charges was the easy part. Escaping was another story. The hive, sensing its imminent destruction, went into overdrive. Walls closed in, pathways shifted, and the air grew thick with spores that attacked the humans' nervous systems. One by one, the team members sacrificed themselves to ensure the mission's success. Commander Park was the last to make it out. her body battered and her mind haunted by what she'd seen. As she boarded the evac shuttle, the charges detonated. From orbit, the Erebus crew watched as the hive erupted in a brilliant explosion, the green mist dissipating to reveal a scorched, barren landscape. The victory was bittersweet. Of the original landing team, only Park and a handful of others survived. But their sacrifice wasn't in vain. The Weaver's hive was destroyed, and humanity had sent a clear message: it would not go quietly into extinction. Weeks later, as the Erebus returned to Earth, the crew received an encrypted transmission. It was a recording, a human voice, distorted but unmistakable. "We're still here." It was unclear if the message came from surviving colonists or something else entirely. But one thing was certain: humanity's fight was far from over. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy would learn to fear the apex predator that Earth had always been.